Hey there. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully, this is morning for you and you're just sitting here ready to set your intention for the day and you're super focused on, exploring your life improvement journey, whatever that looks like, right? Like if you're exploring sobriety or an alcohol-free lifestyle, you're cultivating that emotional well-being and embracing holistic health, all in the name of what, right? Creating a year filled with strength, growth, and vibrant living. So today, we've got a deep conversation to have, right? Because it's truly high time that we all spend the time we need to take learning how to identify and describe our emotions. It's really important, and it's something that we seem to be super surfacey with. So I'm here to tell you that there is a way for each and every single one of us to regulate our emotions and reduce that vulnerability, but we have to be extremely determined to do so. We have to be willing to realize that all of that wallowing and ruminating that we do doesn't serve us. All we have is right here, right now. So think about it, right? Emotions can be a lot of things, but primarily emotions are either reactions to events in the environments or things inside of a person, right? Like, so there are things inside of you, or they're a reaction to something else, something outside of us, something that's happening, going on, being said or done, right? So these events and things are called prompting events. So if we think about it as a prompting event, right? Like it's prompting us, it's calling forth an emotion. We need to become amazing at assigning beautifully descriptive words and backing that with what is truly driving it. So if I say I'm irritated, agitated, annoyed, frustrated, bothered by whatever it is, I've got to be able to back that by what's truly driving it in this time and space. And because if I don't know why, and I don't know the true why, I can't really reduce my vulnerability with it. Now, with these prompting events and these emotions that are being called forth, there's also another layer to that. And we may or may not have a second to dive into that, but that's that primary and secondary emotion. So when we're looking at what's driving them, we have to go another step, right? We have to take a look at how we're interpreting things, because most of those events that are going on outside of ourselves, they don't really prompt emotion. It's the interpretation of the event that is prompting an emotion. So if I was to give you an example, right? If I was to say, I'm irritated with myself because I'm allowing somebody else's actions to agitate me. But what I hear them saying is that they think that I'm being rude. So perhaps I better ask for clarification in a non-judgmental way. Like, ooh, help me understand what about what I said or how I said it is leading you to feel like I'm being rude. Like help me understand how you're experiencing me as being rude. And so we want to seek for that deeper clarity and not be judgmental so that we can reduce that irritability, right? So other examples of these prompting events, these primary and secondary emotions, can be events happening in the present, such as an interaction with somebody. It can be the fact that you've lost something, right? Like, oh, I can't find my keys. It could be physical illness. We all have had those days we wake up and oh no, right? Like it's We went to bed going, yes, tomorrow I'm going to get da 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 da. But we wake up in this physical illness. It could be financial worries. A prompting event could also be a memory, a thought. It can also be another feeling, that primary and secondary, right? So when we are mad at ourselves for being irritated, right? The primary is what? Right? Which came first? So if you're walking around being super mad at yourself and you're focusing on that, you're not focusing on the primary things, is you were irritated. So what prompted that? And then you start getting into those deeper capabilities of reducing the vulnerability and having things, you know, start to permeate, right? So it could also be, you know, the fact that we're ashamed, and then we feel angry about feeling ashamed. So when we're working on managing our emotions, it is super important that we are able to recognize what the prompting event is. And so I want you to spend some time today to think of some examples of things that have happened recently. Maybe do a little dissecting, a little reflection, and look at those, but also observe yourself. Like, what are the prompting events? If I get frustrated or I get excited, perhaps, you know, these things aren't always, you know, negative, because we can become super vulnerable when we're distracted by something that excites us. Now we're like, oh my God, I just got word that I got accepted to speak at such and such event. I don't know, right? Like, I got accepted, and now we're focusing on that. And all of these other things that were set up for today are kind of by the wayside. So we're creating vulnerability in there. So, you know, the big important thing is that you're learning, that you're very specifically leaning in to learn how to identify and effectively describe your emotions. Where are they coming from? What prompted them? All of those things, right? So anyway, I am excited for you and your observation journey today. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a great one.